Hi guys, this is Just Play FM with another Football Manager 2015 player experiment. This time we've decided to go for Kevin De Bruyne, and he's heavily linked with Manchester City. He has been in the last few weeks. They're looking around the £40 million mark for the attacking midfielder. I got to say, he is a really good player. If we look at his history, we can see that he's sort of had a sort of stint in the Premier League with Chelsea. Before that, playing for Genk. You can see at Chelsea, he came in for 6.5 million. Didn't really do an awful lot at all. I don't think he even had an appearance. Oh, he did actually after his loan spell at Werder Bremen. He had 3 appearances, and then went to the German, the Bundesliga with Wolfsburg, and has had a really good season. So much so that Man City have decided they want to take a punt on him. So what I've done is I've put here in the editor that he's transferred for that £40 million mark, even though Wolfsburg are looking at sort of more of a £50 million mark, which I've got to say, if they can get that will be something. You can see he's a prevalent figure in the Belgium squad as well, with 26 appearances and 6 goals. So really, in terms of his age, 23 years old, he's quite a well-rounded player. You can see his stats are very good. As an advanced playmaker, you can see his vision, teamwork, passing, first touch. They're all in the high teens, which really makes him a great player in terms of potential as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 3-season stint and see how he gets on Man City, see if he can compete with the other world-class players in the club, and hopefully lead Manchester City to win some trophies. So let's simulate the first season and see how he gets on. Okay guys, so it's the 8th of June 2015, and let's see how Kevin De Bruyne has got on his first season at Manchester City. Right, so he's had 42 appearances. He's come off the bench twice and scored an overall of 10 goals. Let's see what he's done in the league. So he's had 30 appearances, scoring 8 goals, which is good for an attacking midfielder. And look at that, 15 assists, probably for Aguero. 7 Player of the Match awards, and a very nice rating of 7.86. So let's see how Manchester City have actually gone with that. Okay, so second in the league. Let's see who they were second to. It's got to be, I'm probably thinking Chelsea here. And it's Chelsea who won the league, and only by 2 points as well. So you can see City were miles in front of the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, and look at Man United down there in 7th. But Manchester City couldn't do it. They didn't have a great goal difference compared to Chelsea, so that wouldn't have swung it at all. It just looks like they just didn't win enough games. Right, let's have a look in the FA Cup. So they were knocked out in the 4th round by League 2 Dagenham and Redbridge. That is a big disappointment. I'm sure Dagenham and Redbridge would have been loving that. You can see Chelsea actually won that FA Cup. In the Capital One Cup, they got knocked out in the 4th round by Southampton, which was eventually won by Arsenal. And look at that, they've actually won the Champions League. Amazing. I want to see how they, who did they beat? They beat Valencia in extra time. Let's see if Kevin De Bruyne actually played. He did. He played the full 90 minutes. Well, actually full 120 minutes if we take extra time into account. 6.5, so probably not his best game, but they won it indeed. I'm sure they've probably got Pellegrini in charge, so I'm sure there we go. So, wow, that is interesting. Let's see how they've got on with their transfers. Okay, so they went ahead and bought Hulk. We have seen this before, when he moved to Chelsea in our Pedro experiment. We can see that they do like to buy him. I mean, he is a good winger. Just trying to see, and these other ones, Andre, Marin, left back. Okay, brilliant. So really, I mean, if we think about it, he's had a great season, Kevin De Bruyne. He's won the Champions League, came second in the Premier League, so all he really needs is that sort of Premier League crown, and he's sort of good to go. So what we'll do is we'll holiday another season and see how he gets on. Okay guys, so it's the 1st of June 2016, and let's see how Kevin De Bruyne has got on in his second season with Manchester City. Okay, wow, so 54 appearances, 1 off the bench and 13 goals overall. Let's see how he's done in the league. So, whoa, okay, I see that straight away. 37 appearances in the league, 10 goals, 26 assists, 10 Player of the Match awards, and an unbelievable 8.14 average rating. Now, if they haven't won the league, I'm going to be very surprised. Let's have a look. Oh, wow, look, so only second. That's amazing. I really did think they were going to win the league. Okay, so only 1 point against their nearest rivals. That's terrible. I can't believe that. They're only 1 point away from winning, well, I suppose 2 points away. Well, actually, no, 1, because their goal difference would have carried them through. That's terrible. Let's have a look at the Champions League. They were knocked out in the first round by Olympique Marseille, so that's very disappointing. I think they would have probably preferred to get, at least sort of the semi-finals, if not the final. But having won it last year, that puts added pressure. So you can see Chelsea actually won the Champions League. They did win the European Super Cup, so that's great. I'm sure they were very happy with that. In the FA Cup, they were knocked out in the 5th round by Manchester United. So again, getting knocked out by their arch rivals. In the Capital One Cup, they were knocked out in the final, so they lost in the final by Chelsea. Let's see, 1-0. Did Kevin De Bruyne play? Yes, so he's actually the captain of Manchester City, or maybe just for that game. That's interesting. Wow. So so they lost the Capital One Cup. They did win the Community Shield, and they did win the Club World Championship. So really, really interesting stuff there. I still can't believe Kevin De Bruyne and his unbelievable assists. I mean, that is pretty incredible. So he is growing year by year. That is a sensational season. Let's see who Manchester City actually. Let's see who they bought in. Did they buy anyone in? Okay, so they did do a bit of spending. They bought in another person, Rodriguez, a left back from Wolfsburg. Icardi, striker. So they're spending money. Axel Witsel, midfielder. Rodrigo, another striker. So yeah, they are spending money. Right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate one more season and see how Kevin De Bruyne gets on. Hopefully they can win the elusive Premier League. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so it's the 1st of June 2017, and we're going to see how Kevin De Bruyne has got on in his third and final season with Manchester City. Okay, so he's had 53 appearances overall, coming off the bench 4 times and scoring 15 goals. Let's see how he's got on in the league. Okay, so 36 appearances, 9 goals, 14 assists, 5 Player of the Match awards, and a 7.69 average rating. So clearly not as good as last year, but still, he's still, scoring a good number of goals, a good number of assists, and his average rating is probably the worst out of all the 3 seasons. But I guess it's probably to be expected after having such a good season last year. Let's see how Manchester City have actually got on. So again, they've finished runners-up in the Premier League. Let's see who they've finished runners-up to. Manchester. So they've finished behind Chelsea, 2 points away from them. That's disappointing. I'd have thought perhaps maybe they'd have pushed on and actually won that Premier League. It's a shame, but they didn't win it. So let's have a look at the Champions League. They got knocked out in the semi-finals by Real Madrid. So probably getting to about the right sort of place for that for their squad, but they just couldn't get past the mighty Real Madrid. In the FA Cup, they got knocked out in the semi-finals by Liverpool. So again, sort of getting to a late stage in the cup, but couldn't get past Liverpool. But they did win the Capital One Cup. They let's see who they beat. So they beat Chelsea 2-1. And did Kevin De Bruyne actually play in this game? I don't think he did. Oh no, he came on in the 56th minute. Didn't have a great game, but saw it through with the team, and they won the Capital One Cup. So I'm sure they'll be pleased about that. And of course, they didn't win the Community Shield. They lost that to Manchester United. So overall, let's just have a look at see who they bought in. So they got Hamsik, Griezmann. So they've been spending a bit of money, but all in all, I think Kevin De Bruyne has actually had a very, very successful 3 years at Manchester City. We can see in his achievements, he came third in the 2016 Ballon d'Or. So again, that's good going considering you had Messi and then Mata to compete with, and I'm sure he had the likes of Neymar and Ronaldo there as well. Let's see what else he's done. He was the Player Supporter of the Year in 2016. Not really much else, but I mean, it shows you that, you know, he's clearly, you know, played very well. I mean, so far with City, he's won the Champions League, Community Shield, European Super Cup, Club World Championship, and the Capital One Cup, but just couldn't win that elusive Premier League. Well, that's been it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel. And if there are any other players you'd like to see within the experiment series, then please post them down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching.